what else was I thinking? I thought, well, if I'm going to put an electrical outlet downstairs underneath there, I can walk all the way under through here and crawl over in here and stuff. And I thought, and then it goes across here, and I can walk down this way. But every time I go down there, I have to bring my extension cord. I have to bring my extension cord down there, my construction light, because there's no light under there, or a battery light that's on my head, you know, one of those headband things, or a trouble light, or my phone. And I don't have to do that now, or an extension cord if I want to use a skill saw under there for any unknown reason. Now, I don't need a big old long extension cord. I can have a small extension cord right here, right? Underneath, because I'm plugging it into the electrical outlet that's underneath the house. And so I thought, well, I can go one further than that. I can run another wire underneath the house and put a light. Run a piece of Romex from there and put a light box. It would be a round box, basically like one of these blue boxes, except it's round for a light fixture, for just a little light bulb, okay? And I can have it out there. I could even have another one from there going out in this area, and I can have a light there. So when I walk through there into this area here, I reach around the corner and there'll be a light switch down underneath the house. And so I'd have a light switch and I'll have a plug next to it, all because I decided I wanted to run a junction box. And now the junction box has morphed into not only a junction box, but an area where I can have an electrical outlet and a light switch downstairs. And so it wouldn't be a box like this. This is a single gang nail-on box. They have a double gang, two gang. It's called a two gang box. Looks kind of like that one, and it's wide enough. It's twice as wide as that. Or a light switch and electrical outlet. Okay, the electrical outlet goes on one side, the light switch goes on the other side. You've seen them. You've seen them. See, here's a two gang. Here's the two gang box. Two switches. Well, I can have a switch. I can have a light switch on one side and electrical outlet on the other side. I can do whatever I want downstairs. You know, usually the light switches are all on a separate circuit. Okay, they're not on an electrical circuit. Like these switches would not be on the same circuit as this electrical outlet. Now I'm going even further on this video for you. Usually all your lights are on separate breakers to turn on and off lights. Your electrical outlets are on separate breakers for electrical outlets. But down underneath the floor, it's not. I'm going to be coming off of an electrical outlet circuit breaker, and I've already determined there's a 15 amp circuit breaker that runs this electrical outlet here, and then it boom, boom, boom. It fits. It hits this one here, it hits this next one there, it hits the one behind the couch, there's probably one in the hallway. And that's all on a 15 amp circuit. Am I overloading the circuit if I come down through here and electrify this? I don't think I am, because we're not even using all these other electrical outlets. Am I overloading the circuit if I connect that to a light switch down there that's going to control one or two lights underneath the house? Well, if I have all that on and I have this on at the same time and I've got the Christmas tree on, I got other things, yeah, I could be overloading the circuit. But when I'm working down there, I'm only going to have the light on for whenever I'm down there. Then the rest of the time it's going to be off. I'm not really concerned about that. Okay? So this box, I just thought of putting a light switch and an electrical outlet after I came back from the store. So see, this nail-on box, I'm not going to use that as a junction box underneath here. I'm going to end up going back to the store and I'm going to get a two-gang junction box, plastic, like that. And then I'm doing it old school wise. I'm going to get another plug, because this plug is for underneath. This is for underneath the couch, remember? I'm going to put it underneath there. I'm old schooling it because this was cheaper than doing this. So underneath the house, I could put in a plug, an outlet receptacle like this, and then the cover plate would have a square thing, the light switch. I could get a paddle switch like this underneath the house, or I can do it old school. I can do it like with one of these, okay? And the regular old style light switches that just face up, and then you hit it down, up, down, right there, up, down. And I'm going to end up probably doing that downstairs. You know, they're a little cheaper than this style. This style is probably $3 or $4. The other one's probably less than $1. Now you can decide whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm just giving you different thoughts and ideas on how to save a little bit of money on your project, how you're going to do it on your own. Now back to this flexi bit. Let's talk about that just a little bit more. The flexi bit I'm going to use, and once I take this out of the wall, I'm going to fish it down there, drill the hole. Okay, then I should be able to, it's not that far, so even if there's insulation, I can push the insulation back because I can get my hand down there. Once I take that out of the wall, and I take the plastic box out of the wall, I just push the wires out of my way. They're going to be off. I'm going to turn the breaker off and everything. And then it's not that far. I can push the insulation back before I drill the hole with this, because I don't want to shove that twisted bit down through the insulation. Okay, you run that down through the insulation, and guess what's going to happen? That stuff's going to twist all up in there. I've done it before. You have to do it a little bit, then you have to back up, so you're back out of it. Then you have to go forward, then backwards and forward, then backwards and forward, so it doesn't all wrap around your drill bit as you're trying to drill that. But then I can fish the wire up from down below, right up, and then grab it from there and pull it out. But what if I didn't want to use the flexi bits? I mean, these flexi bits, if you bought this kit, it's about 60 bucks, okay? That's what you get. You get that, you get the long extension. I don't know if that's 2.5, 3 feet, and then here's one maybe 16, 18 inches long. Here's this end for Romex cabling. Okay, this is about 60 bucks. And this is just an extension. You don't need that for this job. That's for something else I'm going to end up doing later. You're going to have to just keep watching my videos to understand, why do I need to use this if I got these? Probably going to have to hook 2 of these together, 2 long ones together, or the short one, the long one, and the long one. You know? But for this job, I got this right here because I know eventually I'm going to need certain things here. So that was like $60. What if you don't want to spend $60? How else would you drill that hole? You could get a stiff extension for a paddle bit, and you know it's going to be a little shorter than this. It might be 12 inches long or 16 inches long, with either an end on it like this, or maybe it's all one piece. And it's got a paddle bit at the end, or it's got this kind twisty bit at the end. And then you would have to reach up in here and go straight down and hope that you can do it without having to flex the bit. Or another way you can do it, and what I was going to do if I didn't have this, is I would earmark exactly where this is off of the wall once I'm down there, and measure off of there. Let's say it's 4 feet off of that wall. Okay, when I measure it with the tape measure, then I'll figure out where the stud bay is. Because if the 2x4 is here, I know there's a stud bay between that one and the next one by 16 inches, 14.5 inches. This could be hollow in here, or it could be hollow over there. And so I'm thinking, oh, look at that. It's right there. That's where the stud is. You can see, this is hollow. There's a stud. Then it's hollow. And then there's you got 2 studs up next to the door. Okay? So because there's a 2x4 there, I wouldn't want to drill a hole over here underneath the house. I'm going to go from here to there. I know that's all hollow. Okay? So I take about a point from there over to there. Let's just say, okay, it's hollow. It's going to be hollow. Anywhere in there, I can drill it. Okay, so I'd measure over from underneath the house where the inside edge of this wall is, allow for the sheetrock and stuff, and then measure over to there. I don't have to be exactly perfect, do I? Because I've got some wiggle room in there. right? And so then I go underneath and take a paddle bit off of your drill bit and reach up from underneath and drill up through where your wall location is, okay? From down below. And you're going to be inside the wall. You're going to drill a hole inside the wall. If this is a 2x4 area, you're going to drill in here somewhere. From wherever the edge of that, you see it coming up. It's a little bit trickier, basically, to do it. Because what if you got floor joists here, and the floor joists are coming this way? Boom, 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 boom. And let's say the last floor joist happens to be about 6 inches off the edge of this wall. Let's say the last joist is right there. For some unknown reason, however they laid this out, they might have laid it out from that end. Boom, 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 boom. And over here, they got a little bit 6-inch gap, and then they kept going over here. Maybe you don't have enough room to fish your drill and your little paddle bit from underneath. You think, man, if I just had a flexi bit, I could have came from the top down rather than from the bottom up. Sometimes you can get it from the bottom up, okay? And so that's one possibility, but I know I'm going to need these for another project, so that's why I ended up getting that. If you're going to be doing other things, you might want to get a flexi bit set. You go to the store, you can see the different options. Maybe you only want to use one flexi bit, and you're only going to use it for this. So you can get a shorter one than this and maybe spend 20 bucks and not spend 60 bucks for the whole set, let's say. Okay, so anyways, there's the last bit I have to say about these flexi bits. Oh, there's one more thing. If you're watching, stick around and I'll show you why I'm going to need another extension piece. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more video.